Hey guys, up at the crack of butt, literally. Went outside to take a run because I have to take my real estate course, the class that I took, the exam this morning, so that I could get the certificate of completion so I can go take the state exam. So since this is a more serious exam and I have only one chance to pass it, or I have to wait 30 days, I said, okay, let me do the things that I do when it is something serious and go out and take a run, wake up, get my mind going. And the gym wasn't open because if not, that's where I'd be. But so I'm out taking a run, and you know, as I was thinking about stuff on my heart, I have something I want to share. And what am I doing right now? Grinding, consistency over time, hustling, and all that, as you've heard me repeat, yields to success. But really, like, what is the, I don't want to say the end goal because it never ends, it's a journey. What is the current goal? What is the living goal? The goal that breathes and lives with you. It's literally being the best you today. So if you have choice A, not good for you, and choice B, good for you, choosing B is the best you. Now, do we mess up sometimes? Do we need rest? Like, there's seasons of work, seasons of rest. There are days of work, days of rest. We do need rest. Rest is permissible. But it's rest without destruction. Destruction of self. Destruction of goals. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that a little bit because something that popped in my mind was something I heard before, which is, if you try to be like somebody else, if you look at somebody's life and you say, I want to be that person, and you try to model them, you're gonna fall short because you are not that person, because you have a particular set of skills, character, personality that's built for something, and somebody else has a totally different DNA and they're built for something else. And you look at the greats, you look at the great motivators, you look at the great athletes, you look at the great superstars in any form, you know, and you might want to say, I want that exactly as it is. And no, you don't want that, because you're gonna fall short. It's not gonna be a fit for you. So the whole point is, and I mean, can you make it to your pipe dream goals? Sure you can, but it's not duplicating somebody else's, because you'll never be as great as they are, what they are. But you will be nobody could ever be as great as you for what you were built for, period. Nobody would fit. It would be out of alignment. So you were built for a divine purpose, something specific, or various specific things to be great at. And you gotta just make sure you find your voice, or you know your voice, and you go after that. So what are the desires in your heart? Think about them and start taking a step and another step and another step. And what's really amazing is you don't have to have the end dream. You just have to have the tickle of desire towards where you're leaning, and lean into it, because as you start walking it out, your dream starts unraveling. So I wanted to share something about my personal life that I had to learn from, that hopefully you will learn from. So, as you know, I have a big voice. Big voice is not only in volume and, I don't know, girth. No, big voice is in, people know what I think. People know my opinion on things, because I don't have a problem sharing. Also, you know, I have a lot of ideas that I talk about, and people tend to listen. So this is just part of the gift that God's given me, is my voice and what I have to say. And in Christian circles, unfortunately, oftentimes people want you to conform to what the voice is in a particular church, or under particular leadership. And to my shame, even to this day, which I talk to God about it, is I allowed others to change my voice for a time. I kind of lost my voice in all that because, as I said, even though it doesn't make sense, if you sound a little bit different, then that means there's something wrong, versus, oh no, that's the unique nature that God made Valerie, you know? So they expect conformity. And it's just one of the really sad issues of the church, that it has to look and sound one way to be Christian, and that's not true. Anyway, it took me a couple years there, and when I realized that I was like out of place, it's like being in a puzzle and you're in the wrong spot and you're uncomfortable, and I realized that, and then suddenly, slowly, we always say suddenly, hindsight, God started revealing to me what it was. You know, I had some feelings of anger and all these things, but God started to show me that it was that I changed me to conform versus me stay me. I kind of lost myself in that. So I wanted to share that, you know, because first of all, the reason why I have a lot of content to talk about is because I've had a lot of life. I've been through a lot of dirt. I've been through a lot of hard things, a lot of great things, a lot of miracles too, because God's amazing. But I've been through a lot of life, so I have a lot to talk about. So I share these things so that way somebody else can be blessed by it. So the whole point is, you don't want to model anybody. You don't want to model that minister in a church and be just like that minister. You want to be you. So what is the highest and best you? And what is the highest and best that God has for your life? And ask him for it. What is the tickle in your heart, and start leaning into it, and as you walk it out, you're gonna discover you. And the only person that could be the best you is you. That's it. No, but you cannot be duplicated. You were put here for a divine purpose, a mission, to leave a legacy, and you cannot be duplicated. Your life needs to impact other lives. That's what you were put here for. And when you're gone, you will be remembered for the impact you left. But that's only if you find your voice and be the highest and best you. There is a highest and best you version in there, and God has the highest and best purpose for you, the one that you were built for. So don't be ashamed to be a little different, a little quirky, intense with some things, passionate about certain things that maybe others aren't very passionate about. Be you. You. You is the most beautiful thing. You at the core, that's the essence, the concentration of what God created. Be you. We want to see you. And when you don't feel aligned, maybe that's not a bad thing. That means that maybe you just don't fit there, and that's okay. That's why there's a lot of different people on the earth, a lot of different groups to belong to or to start, and interests and so forth. But anyway, don't lose your voice. Don't lose your voice to conform. Who are you? Be that person. That's what we want to see.